Hi, my name is Kristen. My husband Zach and I are renovating the building at 317 East Main, and we're looking forward to opening Tiki X soon. So I moved to Ottumwa about 3 years ago. I had kind of been talking to my husband Zach at the time about maybe wanting to purchase a building, and we spent a lot of time walking around downtown. We loved the restaurants downtown, and I fell in love with 317 East Main. One of the things that was super striking to me was the way the sunlight hit the terracotta tiles as you came down the street, and he said, I don't know about that building. And I'm sure if you're from Ottumwa, you know a little bit about the history of the building. Unfortunately, after a long time running a Cinema X, an adult theater, the manager of that business was murdered in the building in about 2012. So it had sat vacant for a significant amount of time since then. And while I saw all the things that were really beautiful about the building, I think my husband had a little bit more hesitancy because of some of the reputation, but that was part of what was really exciting to me about making it something transformative into a new space that people could enjoy in a different capacity. Zach and I purchased the building in 2023, or the end of 2023. We've been working on it for a little over 2 years, and in that process it's been trying and difficult. Anybody who's gone through any type of renovation can imagine, but specifically a historic building has had a lot of challenges of its own. Of course, there's been a lot of significant reconstruction on almost every floor of this building, which has been awesome. But overall, it's been an incredibly rewarding process to dig out some cool parts of the history from the basement and other kind of crevices of the building, just to kind of see what stories exist here as well. I think like a lot of people during the pandemic, I got antsy and started looking for a lot of new stuff to do. In the town that I moved from, where I went to college, there was a tiki bar, and I went out there, they opened it, and I was like, well, God, the drinks are really good, but this is a really cool place to hang out. And it was just a small bar in a historic building, kind of like this. And I thought, really, anybody can do this, anybody could make this space. And so I started traveling to more and more tiki bars. My husband and I reconnected, and we started traveling to tiki bars together because they're everywhere. If you start looking in major cities, if you go to places like Kansas City or Chicago or Minneapolis even, there are tiki bars in all of these places. I found this network of people, and even, you know, if you've been to Disney World, if you've been to Disneyland, you've heard that Walt Disney was somebody who was even really fascinated with tiki bars. The Enchanted Tiki Room or Trader Sam's Tiki Bar at Disney World are just some of those places where even some of us have nostalgic experiences as children. So they're not even necessarily historic things, but things that we all remembered when we were growing up too. That of course turned into a home bar and learning to be a home bartender and all the things that come along with that too. So to say it's a passion is probably a short selling, but yeah, I'm hoping that people see that passion and want to explore that with us too. We tried to put a lot of attention into the details for people that are familiar with tiki bars, but also those who aren't. You're gonna see a lot of bamboo. We sourced a lot of bamboo to bring in to just give it that authentic tropical vibe. We also have a lot of really cool carved wood, different wood textures, both from the renovation of original materials, but new creative designs that we brought into the space to give it that vibrant atmosphere. One of our favorite things has been just traveling a lot, finding original antiques, things that actually carry the history of the story that we want to tell, which is kind of like voyagers that have crashed on an island and kind of all rejoicing together in those drinks and, you know, that lively atmosphere. One of my favorite things about the Tiki community is actually just how much DIY stuff people do themselves, which was really important to us when we decided to take on a lot of these smaller projects in the building, because we could just make it kind of a combination of everything that we loved. So there were so many bars that were really traditional and had so much bamboo and thatch roofing that really made you feel outside, but a lot of them that we also loved have really cool art projects. We wanted to take some of those more graphic elements and incorporate them with a lot of the more traditional stuff so that it was something that was just unique to Ottumwa. We're really excited about the menu. There's going to be a lot of classics on it that we're making with fresh ingredients. We're also going to have some originals that are kind of callbacks to things that come from here in our community as well. We're also going to have beer on tap, of course, a lot of the favorites, and then some things that are unique to the bar concept as well. And we're also going to have some late night snacks. So a little bit of something for everybody. We're hoping that everybody comes out, brings a friend or 10, and shows them what Tiki X is.